Thank you to tune in to Rony TV Podcast, local news and international. Let's begin. In Santa Ana, city officials are tightening regulations on smoke shops and illegal cannabis sales, saying the move is aimed at improving neighborhood safety and protecting public health. The city council stated enforcement actions could begin in the coming weeks. In Anaheim, police have arrested a suspect following an attempted kidnapping incident involving a mother and her child. Authorities stated quick action by witnesses helped officers locate and detain the suspect. The investigation remains ongoing. We continue. In Long Beach, police responded to a stabbing at a motel where a suspect was later taken into custody. Investigators say the incident may be connected to a mental health crisis. 2 California Highway Patrol officers were injured in a collision with a wrong-way driver. The crash occurred at the Gene Autry Way off-ramp from the northbound 5 freeway in Anaheim. The incident began with reports of a wrong-way driver on the eastbound 91 freeway. The wrong-way driver was taken to a hospital, but their condition is currently unknown. The California Highway Patrol is investigating the cause of the crash. Beer cans were reportedly seen on top of the wrong-way driver's vehicle, leading investigators to look into whether alcohol was a factor. A chase in Huntington Beach started with a police pursuit that eventually led the suspect to the water's edge near Huntington Beach Pier. In an attempt to evade officers, the man jumped into the ocean and tried to outswim officer. His escape was short-lived, as authorities quickly launched a vessel and plucked him from the water. He was taken into custody without further incident. Police have not yet released his identity or the charges he faces. We continue. Police in Santa Ana are asking for the public's help identifying a man caught on video in a disturbing road rage attack. It happened on 1st Street. Dashcam video shows a man standing in the middle of the road, blocking traffic. When multiple drivers honked at him, he allegedly took his frustration out on one victim, throwing his bicycle directly at their car, causing damage to the hood. A convicted sex offender with a disturbing history is heading back to prison, this time for targeting high school athletes in Orange County. 55-year-old Fred Joe Ruiz was sentenced to more than 6 years behind bars after pleading guilty to stealing from victims at wrestling gyms at Esperanza High School in Anaheim and Yorba Linda High School. Prosecutors stated he used stolen credit cards to buy goods and was also found to have recorded students at the events. Ruiz has prior convictions for molesting children in both California and Texas, dating back to the 1990s. More news. We have new developments in the corruption case against disgraced former Orange County Supervisor Andrew Doe. A forensic audit released this reveals the scope of questionable spending goes far beyond his federal bribery conviction. Investigators found Doe steered county contracts to businesses that employed family members, contributed to his campaigns, or personally benefited him, all without board approval or competitive bidding. The audit examined 140 high-priority contracts worth nearly $500 million. Among the findings, over $590,000 went to a media company with limited documentation of actual work performed. The county has already recovered $3.7 million of stolen funds, with officials vowing to pursue every misspent dollar. Doe is currently serving a 5-year prison sentence for bribery. Construction is underway on a brand new 5,000-seat concert hall as part of the massive Oxyvibe development near the Honda Center. Designed by world-renowned firm Populous, the state-of-the-art venue is set to open in early 2027 and will feature premium artist amenities and a 62-foot-tall steel art installation called the Stretto. It's all part of a plan to transform the area into a year-round destination and fill a major gap in Orange County's live music scene. The historic Katie Wheeler Library has officially reopened its doors following a months-long renovation. Located in the Irvine Ranch Historic Park, this three-story replica of the 19th century Irvine family mansion celebrated its grand opening with a ribbon-cutting ceremony, live music, and family activities. This reopening marks a major milestone for the city. It's the third and final branch to join the new city-run Irvine Public Library system. We continue. In Westminster, more than 300 union caregivers have walked off the job, launching a 3-day strike at Kindred hospitals in Westminster and Brea. The workers are calling for better staffing ratios and improved patient care conditions. The strike is not expected to end soon, with union representatives mentioned they are prepared to stay out until their demands are met. Hospital administrators informed they have contingency plans in place to ensure patient safety during the strike. 5 Disneyland cast members are recovering after a hazmat scare in Tomorrowland. It happened in a backstage area near the Star Tours attraction. Employees reported an unknown odor, with several experiencing dizziness and shortness of breath. Investigators determined that building materials being used by a contractor caused a chemical reaction, producing the fumes. 5 employees were taken to local hospitals, while others were treated at the scene by paramedics. Park officials say no guests were affected and nearby areas were cleared only as a precaution. Those areas have since reopened. More news. A shooting near the grand opening of a new Marathon Burger in downtown Long Beach left 1 man dead and 2 others injured. The victims are described as males in their late teens to early 20s. The event was a tribute to the late rapper Nipsey Hussle. Anyone with information regarding this incident is urged to contact homicide detectives Eric Tai and Chasin Contreras at 5625-707-244. Anonymous tips may be submitted through LA Crime Stoppers by calling 800-222-TIPS 8477. Governor Gavin Newsom allegedly threatened to redirect state funding from 10 counties, including Orange County and Los Angeles County, for underusing his Care Court program, which is designed to get people with severe mental illness into treatment. Newsom's administration has set a benchmark for petitions filed, which these counties have not met. We continue following the death of cartel leader El Mencho. The U.S. State Department is offering a $5 million reward for information on his stepson, Juan Carlos Valencia Gonzalez, a Santa Ana native who could emerge as the new leader of the Jalisco New Generation cartel. More news. The U.S. Supreme Court temporarily blocked the Trump administration from going ahead with plans to deport some 6,000 Syrians and 350,000 Haitians who were granted temporary protected status by Presidents Obama, Biden, and Trump himself in his first administration. At the same time, the court expedited arguments so that the cases will be argued in April, with a decision likely by the end of June. We continue. Authorities increased security across parts of Southern California after a warning about a possible drone threat related to international tensions. Officials stated no credible attack has been confirmed, but law enforcement is staying on high alert. Tensions in the Middle East remain high as military strikes and counterattacks continue between Israel and Iranian-backed forces across the region. Israeli officials say their operations are targeting militant groups supported by Iran, while Tehran has condemned the strikes and warned of retaliation. The United States has increased its military presence in the region, deploying additional naval and air defense systems to protect American troops and allies. Meanwhile, global leaders are urging restraint as concerns grow that the conflict could expand and disrupt energy supplies from the Persian Gulf. Diplomatic efforts are ongoing, but so far there is no clear sign of a ceasefire. In basketball, the Los Angeles Lakers are making headlines after a huge performance from star guard Luka Doncic, who exploded for 51 points in a recent victory, energizing fans across the city. In baseball, the Los Angeles Dodgers continue preparing for the new season after a major off-season signing of all-star outfielder Kyle Tucker, a move expected to strengthen their lineup. Meanwhile, in Anaheim, the Los Angeles Angels are set to keep their games on FanDuel Sports Network West as the team reorganizes its TV broadcasting plans for the 2026 season. And in Irvine, the United States men's national soccer team is expected to use Great Park as a training base ahead of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. That's the conclusion. Stay tuned on Padnet Television. Don Don 604 editorial is next.
People to tune in to Rony TV Podcast on Padnet TV. I'm fortunate to have you there, you know what I'm saying? For those of you who doesn't know, what is Rony TV Podcast on Padnet TV? Rony TV Podcast is a resume of the news in your community, especially in Orange County. I know there's a convergence, there's a redundancy. People always say, oh, that guy's always putting the same news we have. You remember I said that on my other podcast? Remember when the DVD was bootleg? So there's movies, you didn't get to the premiere of the movie, but you had a copy of the DVD. If you heard the news for the first time, it's new to you. It's news to you. You understand? Just like your first DVD when you're watching that. If you never heard that movie, you never see that movie, it's news to you. So, yes, there's redundancy, but it's also from my feed, from our community also. That's being said, let's give a shout out to the team again, to the team in California. Because remember, we do have a show in ATL and DeKalb County and DeKalb 25. We do have a show too, and we got a different team helping us over there also. So special thanks to the Cali team, the Orange County team, you know what I'm saying? Loader Media Networks. Thank you again, my team. My beloved team, you know what I'm saying? You guys searching the information and you decorticate the information, what's good, what's wrong, what we're supposed to give to the community, and what's, also relevant to you. So I don't want to give you news like you don't need. I want to give you news people need, especially to my listener, you know what I'm saying? My immigrant, my American citizen, you know what I'm saying? So all of the community, it's helped us to decorticate the news. And I want to give a shout out to Padnet TV, Padnet the Hub. If you want to be involved in broadcasting, television, public access, go to Padnet. They're located in 117 West Victoria Street in Long Beach. And I told you last podcast we're supposed to go to there's a how could I say that, there is a class for the production. So for the studio production there was a class, but you still have time to call them to be involved. Without them, I will never be on the air. You'll never heard from me. You heard that before. You know what I'm saying? We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back right after these messages on Padnet TV. Stay tuned on Rony TV Podcast. Thank you, people, to tune in to Rony TV Podcast on Padnet TV. So let's go right away to the news. So the summary. So most likely a major fire in Garden Grove. So they started in an RV and mobile home park. So yes, you got to be careful. So the fire quickly spread to a nearby house, trees, and neighbor's roof. So the firefighter responds with 2 alarm emergency response and controlled the flame. So it's good. No injury were reported, and the cause is under investigation. So be safe out there, people living in an RV park, mobile home park. I did that too. I used to live in a mobile park in ETL, Jonesboro. Shout out to my people from Jonesboro. But let me tell you, you don't, and it's so thin. It's not really now. Mobile home and manufactured home. There's insulation, but most of the people resident who live in that community, their house, it's like almost not livable. I don't want to say that. They're really in a shoestring. So the wall, you could hear people coughing. Imagine you sleeping and you put your heater, and you could spark like in a minute. In a quick minute, you could be in the other world. You know what I'm saying? So be careful. In other news, there's also a fire in Santa Ana. A second alarm fire damage in an aerospace manufacturing building in Santa Ana, causing at least 6.5 million damage. So one person was treated for smoke inhalation and release as we speak. So also the air quality alert across the inland Orange County. So residents in cities such as Santa Ana, Anaheim, Irvine, and Fullerton were advised to limit outdoor activities because of harmful particle pollution caused by wind-blown dust. Health officials warned the air could affect children, seniors, and people with lung and heart condition. Yeah, you gotta be careful. So, and other news, official in Orange County extended the candidate filing deadline for several congressional and state assembly districts, affecting upcoming election in the region. So, and other news, the gas price rising in Southern California. Drivers across Orange County are feeling the impact of the war of rising fuel price, linking to disruption in global oil shipping routes, like Iran. Hopefully that war will be stopped. So hopefully so. And other development, a new Orange County streetcar system connected to Santa Ana and Garden Grove is in testing and expecting to open in 2026. We're going to give them a shout out to them. So they mentioned also several, and the good news, several Orange County schools ranking among top K-8 schools in California. So in a recent education report. So let's take a quick break and we'll be right back after these messages on Padnet TV, Rony TV Podcast. Thank you to tune in to Rony TV and Padnet TV on Padnet TV. So there's a crime investigation in Anaheim, and a crime, like they say. Police in Anaheim are investigating a late night shooting that left one person injured. Authorities say the victim was hospitalized and detectives are searching for the suspect. If you did not report yourself, please go to the next precinct close to you and report yourself to the police. And that will reduce also, that will help you and if you're going to court. Please, if you heard me, if you listen to the podcast. In other news, in Irvine, they said the city leader in Irvine are discussing new housing plans aimed at increasing affordable housing as rent prices continue to rise across Orange County. Yes, if you don't have a good job, you can't pay the rent, and it's so sad, So there's a tourist update in Anaheim. tourism around Disneyland Resort is increasing again this spring, bringing more visitors and boosting the local economy. That's good. That's good. So we're saying there's a public transport project construction continue on OC streetcar connecting Santa Ana and Garden Grove. So it's going to open soon. It's going to open soon. So they mentioned also in Fullerton School and the Fullerton School District are expanding STM. So it's a technology program for middle school students. They're gonna know how to program. They're gonna know how to use a computer. They're gonna know how to be, independent. Maybe they're the future leader of that, technology. Yeah, so it's really fortunate. Let's take a break, pause, and we're gonna go ahead and talk about Kristi Noem. Thank you for tuning to Rony TV Podcast and on Padnet TV, the hub. Most likely, you already know that Kristi Noem was fired. She was fired, so you already know immigration remained a key issue across Orange County. So local leaders say thousands of immigrants are waiting on federal decision involving asylum, work permit, and temporary protected status. Community groups in Santana and Anaheim are offering legal assistance and citizenship service, while federal officials with U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement continue enforcing operation. Advocates are also watching possible policy change from the U.S. Department of Homeland Security that could affect many immigrants' family in Southern California. So far, many immigrants in the region are waiting for update. Their work permit, their asylum. So they have, and it's what is good. Santana and Anaheim providing also legal aid and immigration clinic. We know she been out. So local officials say immigration decision from Washington could impact thousands of families in Orange County. So it's that's being said. We already know that woman was, she was fired. And what we know about her? What do we know about Kristi Noem? So we already know. I guess from 2019 to 2025, she was the governor of South Dakota. What is South Dakota? I never been there, but I heard it's cold. So she became a prominent national voice in the Republican Party and gained momentum, attention for a strong conservative position. The key point of her legacy. So this said the COVID-19 approach. She was opposed statewide to lockdown and mask mandate. She was focusing on the gun rights, lower tax, and limited federal government. She became influencer, became a well-known Republican voice, and she had a bigger platform. So, but she got fired. Why she got fired? So she got fired because there was a controversial spending around 220 millions government ad campaign where you see her on a horse and South Park show her like killing dogs and all that, wearing makeup like big eyelashes. So so the member of Congress from both parties challenged her handling of immigration enforcement and department management. She had all the controversy involving a federal operation, shooting ties to enforcement action, an internal dispute inside DHS increased pressure to replace her. So she was apparently they said she had an affair with somebody. DHS has a airplane, private jet with a bedroom, 5-star bedroom. Allegedly, allegedly, she was with concubine with someone with her department. Allegedly. So they apparently they reassigned her to a new role, special envoy for the Shield of America. Ha ha ha! I think it's a joke, but hopefully we're not gonna laugh on people losing their job. I don't care if you have 6 figure. Nobody should lose their job. But if you don't forget, I mean, if you forget where you're from, the people who elected you will remind you where you're from. You know, I say that to the other podcast. I think you're putting, if I'm talking to you, constituent to, anyway, to influencer or Miss Noem, allow me to address you because I am really in your level, to be honest. But my communication, we're allowed to communicate because America is a free country. So allow me to just telling you your makeup. Yes, I am not a transgender. I mean, I'm not trying to saying debate transgender. I'm not a woman. Put it this way. Your makeup is too much. You look like a Barbie doll sometimes, like Barbie doll with nothing in your head. I'm sure you're smart, but you look like a Barbie doll, and the makeup is it's too much makeup. But the person who did the makeup forgot to do some makeup under your neck, cause we see the wrinkle. We see the wrinkle. So that's what I want to say.